Hi there, I'm Ross. I'm the founder of Deep Psychology and I'm a double certified meditation teacher. And yes, the title is right. I'm committing to doing a meditation streak, not just for 10 days, not for 30 days or 60 days, not even 100 days, but 1,000 consecutive days of meditation. And I'm already at over 250 days. I've meditated every single day since the 7th of August last year. And this 1,000 day streak is going to take me to Saturday, the 2nd of May 2026. So I've got about just over 2 years of daily meditation to go to make it to 1,000 days. Now, I've made this video to talk a bit about why I'm doing this, and there's many reasons personal, as a teacher, and also later on, there's fundraising going on here as well. When I shared this with my meditation students in my public classes, I think they thought I was a bit crazy, and it does seem a bit crazy maybe. I've never actually met anyone who's done such a long daily streak. Of course, I've met many meditators and I've met meditators who've done it for years, but I've never heard of anyone doing 1,000 days in a row. I'm sure there are. Please let me know if you know anyone who has, but I don't know anyone. So let me explain why I'm doing 1,000 days in a row and why I made it into a fundraising campaign. So a bit of context here. I've been meditating since 2016, apart from a year or two where I wasn't so inspired or consistent about it, but mostly I've been very consistent with it. I've done retreats, I've practiced at home, I've done some solo retreats even, and I've racked up about 2,000 hours of meditation. And in recent times, this has gone a step further because I've done 2 meditation teacher certificates, and last year I started a meditation community where I live in the UK. And as part of these classes, I record audios for my students so that they can practice at home, and I encourage them to practice at home every day. And I've written articles about why we should do it every day if you want to check those out on the website. And basically, since I've started doing these classes, since I've started teaching people, it's really inspired my own practice again, and it's made me really commit. And actually, since I started doing the classes, I've meditated every single day, and I'm now at over 250 days, as I said. So why have I chosen to extend it to 1,000 days? Let's start on a personal level. I guess on a personal level, meditation has transformed my life in ways that I couldn't really have imagined when I started. And though there's still a lot of work for me to do, for example, a lot of bad habits have dropped away quite naturally. For example, I've given up watching television. I don't really use social media. I use it for deep psychology, of course, as I'm using it right now, but apart from that, I don't use it. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I don't gamble. I don't smoke. Those were all things that I used to do not so long ago before I started doing meditation. All of these habits have just dropped away. While I wouldn't say meditation is the only reason why, I think it has played an enormous part in that. I guess as well, in a more general sense, I've realised how much my state of mind and my way of being affects my fulfillment and my joy and my feeling of contentment in life. I used to suffer from depression, and I never really understood the importance of your state of mind and how you are in the world. And for a long time I was on and off affected by depression. Now, with meditation, I feel like I've got this tool that helps me tune up my state of mind. Even if it's not in a great place, it helps me tune it up. And in a more general sense, it helps me undo all of these negative mental habits that are involved in depression. And actually, people who are working on an academic level, investigating these things, they've realised that a lot of depression is down to mental patterns, which isn't really a great surprise when you look closely at your mind, but often we aren't given those tools. I feel like with meditation I have that tool and no one can take it away from me. And ultimately, I feel like now that my meditation practice is going to the stage where I'm teaching other people on a regular basis, I feel like I'm now tapping into the spiritual insight that a lot of the traditional systems talk about. And this is where you're really cooking with fire. This is where it really becomes life changing. And I feel like I've tapped into that. What's more, I feel just I'm tapping into this deep sense of purpose by teaching other people. It really feels like this is what I should be doing um, with my time. And now this this gives me a lot of inspiration because it feels like it's what I'm here to do. Therefore, I should do it to the best of my ability. I also feel like my life is becoming slowly over time one giant meditation, and I just want to keep deepening that. That is the path. When you start out in meditation, it feels like something very separate from your life. It feels like a certain amount of time dedicated to it, which is true, and it also, in a sense, still is true. But in a deeper sense, your whole life becomes engulfed by it, and you bring meditation into more and more areas until eventually it goes on autopilot, and you can do it whenever you want, wherever you are. I feel like I'm tapping into that more and more, and I want to really deepen that. So that's a snippet of the personal reasons for me doing 1,000 days of meditation in a row. But there are other reasons that are to do with uh, what what are the fruits of this for other people. And listen, I'm a meditation teacher now, and I can't just talk the talk. I have to walk the walk here. I don't want to be like the doctor who spends their day advising people on their health, but then can't look after themselves because they're so stressed because of their job or because they don't have enough hours in the day, for example. I want to I want to be a yogi, and I want to teach as a yogi, not just as someone who reads books or someone who preaches or is just an idealist and has all these ideas about meditation and what it should do for you. I want to actually really go deep into the territory and teach from that place. And that's really the most authentic place you can teach from. In another sense, it's a personal challenge. This is a personal reason, but it's not just about the benefits for myself. There will be days where I really don't want to do it. Um, and the challenge is to keep seeing these blocks and just keep working through them and just keep meditating every day, even if I don't on a given day feel like this. And having that commitment to doing it no matter what comes into my teaching. It helps me understand my students and their own resistance days to their practice. And it's also a commitment to my community and to my followers on the internet, for example, that I will work through them and I will keep going for the 1,000 days. I also think that growth is about habit and repetition. Growth sounds like this big orgasmic one time change that happens, like this sort of paradigm shifting transformation that just happens once and then you're done. And actually, I don't think that's true. I think you have moments of that, but I think really where the change really is in your habits. It's in the things you do every single day, slowly, 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 and over time, watching the accumulation. And then eventually you get to a point where you've grown a lot, but you've done it so slowly that you haven't noticed, and it's only when you look back that you realize. And meditation is the same thing. Yes, you can have sort of periods or even days or even moments of insight or of great feeling of great expansion and transformation. Those can happen, but the real growth comes from doing it habitually. And also, I'd say that even those moments come from the habit and the building up of momentum. And that's what I want to do. I really want to go deep into that process and see what happens as kind of an experiment. And ultimately, it's about service. I want to deepen my practice and insight. Yes, it's for myself, but it's for my students. And I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to people if I could tell them lovely things but never actually understand them. And I don't do that, and I want to continue to be able to share deep things and to point people in that direction from an authentic place and not believing anything or having it as a nice idea. Just really going deep into it and being able to teach people from that place. And ultimately, as well, the reason now has become very different because I've actually turned this into a fundraising event for a local charity which is called West Sussex Mind, which is a wonderful charity in the area that I live in the UK, and it provides mental health services to people who can't afford it. So if you really dig my channel and if you love this idea of doing 1,000 days in a row of meditation, then I'd really appreciate if you contribute just £20. That's all I'm asking for, £20. If we get 100 people to donate £20, then I'll have £2,000. I'll have met my target. So I'd really appreciate if you could donate £20 to this cause. I'll leave a link in the description. That's what it ultimately comes down to here, is this fundraising effort. And by making it public, I'm showing my commitment to it and that I'm not going to give up and that I really mean business when I say I'm going to do it for 1,000 days and we're going to raise this money. It's a wonderful cause and I love the idea of pairing meditation with a charity of this kind. And also, if you want to use this as a motivation to start your own meditation habit or to meditate along with me, I'll put links to my meditation articles in the description, and you can also check out my guided meditations on YouTube. I've got 5 or 6 videos if you want to watch those and learn a few different meditation techniques, see what resonates with you. So of course, make sure to subscribe to this channel to get some updates on how I get on. I'm going to make videos periodically to update people and to talk about my experiences with this enormous streak that I'm on. So take care and I'll see you next week for more.